Welcome. It is time for the Miss Universe Philippines 2025 preliminary gown competition recap. And this time, I let ChatGPT rank the contestants based off of my comments. I'm Dani. If you're brand new to the channel, thank you for joining. If you like content like this, please consider subscribing. It is so helpful to me. And also, if you'd like to support the channel, you can do so through super thanks or memberships. I thought this could be a fun way to share about my favorites. ChatGPT broke down the scores based on my comments into several categories. Low scores, which are 6.5 to 7.5, mid scores are 7.5 to 8.2, solid performances are 8 to 8.5, very good performances are 8.3 to 8.6, high performances are 8.7 to 9.1, and top performances are 9.2 to 9.8, which is actually higher than the scores ChatGPT gave to the swimsuit competition in my last episode. Let's jump right into it and let me know in the comments what you think about this format and if I should do it again. Nueva Ecija gets a 6.5. I think that she is so beautiful. I don't feel like this evening gown complemented her skin and her hair. I did feel like it washed her out a little bit. I think she's lovely, but I also felt like the poses could have been smoothed out a little bit more. Transitions are important. San Jose with a 6.7. I don't feel like this evening gown color was the best choice for her either. I think that the darker color really blended in with the dark background. That's a bummer. You can't really plan for that. You don't know what the stage is going to look like when you select your gown. I think that the style was complimentary on her, but I do really still like her performance. I honestly feel like ChatGPT really lowballed her performance score and took into consideration the gown more than anything else. Manila with a 7.0. I feel like this evening gown is going to be very hit or miss. I feel like this vibe would have been more fun for a national costume competition. I feel like the rhinestoned abs are not really necessary. It's kind of a cool effect, but would I compete with this? No, because I do feel like it was a little bit of a distraction, but I think that she's beautiful. I still feel like the walk is what we should focus on, and I think that the performance was there and she was very confident. Negros Occidental is going to receive a 7.0. I would have liked a different gown on her, or at least this gown minus the black rhinestone details. I felt like the contrast is what was really throwing me off, but I will say I feel like she did so well with this gown and the performance. The way that she carried it, the way that she maneuvered the fabric, I thought was beautiful. So she receives a 7.0. Basai gets a 7.2. So one thing I don't love for any evening gown is when we're going to see the exposed lining, but especially for evening gowns that are in a color. When you're in a nude gown, it's not as noticeable, but the color, it's just, my eye goes straight to that skirt, that lining that we're seeing through the sheer part of the fabric. Now, regardless of that, I like the performance. I like that she really started slow in this, and she had this beautiful rotation in the beginning. And then I think that even before she exited, her ending facials were lovely and she nailed her last pose. Basig, I did expect a stronger performance from her, judging by how she did at the aqua swim presentation. I loved that. But here's the thing I like about her. I think that this gown, it's very, very simple, but honestly, it suited her so well. I think she's beautiful in this, and it reminds me of the evening gowns of the early 2000s, and I liked it. I think it's a great example of like something that's going to make you stand out, because everybody tends to lean towards the fully rhinestone gowns right now still. And if you wear something more simple, you're going to be like, oh, you're going to stand out from the crowd in that way. So it's a strategy, and she is getting a 7.3. Kamikin, really beautiful shade of pink on her. And we've seen a lot of these styles with these pieces kind of on the side that looks like bows in a way. There's lots of different ways to create these structural pieces, but I really liked the way that this was done. I liked that her arms went into those pieces, and I like how she just displayed that. I thought the color of pink was really lovely on her as well, and she did a great job carrying this gown style, because it's not easy. It's not easy. It's kind of like a tricky piece to maneuver. So she gets a 7.5. Ifugao, also with a 7.5. Interesting little color combo here. We're seeing pink and black. Now, I do really like the soft ombre effect, and the sheer side panels were lovely. I liked this. There was a little bit of that wobble though at the end in that moment, so I kind of like feel like it ruined that ending moment and could affect the score, but I still really like her. So there's room for improvement if she advances in the finals. Dumaguete City, 7.6. So I personally loved this peplum style. We actually have seen a lot of these cool modified structured peplums on red carpets throughout award season this year, at least in the US. I thought it was really beautiful. I think she carried this so well. It was unique, and I just wish that she would have gotten a little bit more eye contact at the end of this performance. That would have taken it to another level. Iloilo City, Beautiful, classic, easy gown on her, very easy to like. I actually wish that she would have had her hair waved or curled for this. I think that that would have just enhanced this overall look. She has a lovely smile and just this nice arched back over the shoulder look that I thought that she nailed. Iloilo City gets a 7.7. Paranaque, beautiful opening pivot, so she's getting a 7.7 as well. I think that I still love her smile for evening gown. I do hope that she changes her gown for finals and then that she does have another option. I feel like that's something that could be holding her back in the competition, is the evening gown choice. Bohol with a 7.8. I actually think ChatGPT is lowballing her a bit here. I think it's unfortunate, once again, darker evening gown, really blended in the back. The color was not helping her at all, but the performance was great. Let's focus on the performance. Wonderful walk, wonderful just poses and confidence, and she just looked beautiful. I liked it. Elegance City, I just feel like this evening gown was a lot on her small frame. This is more of something I would expect to see in Venezuela. I think it's overwhelming her. Now, I would still give her a 7.8 though, because she did carry it. She did carry it across the stage, and that thing was not easy or heavy. Would I suggest a different gown for finals? Absolutely. But I just love that she even like rose above it. Honestly, I feel like you could have sent her out in a potato sack and she still would have just like delivered this beautiful, elegant performance. Shergal brought us something different, unique, and daring. It looked like, because of her sheer gloves, that there was actually blood dripping from it, and it kind of had that effect when she did the opening. And you know what? You're getting extra points for creativity. I was like, that was cool. She looked beautiful in it. I think it's going to be very hit or miss, but ChatGPT decided she is getting an 8.0. Another risk, Romblon, here we go, 8.0. I personally loved this. I loved it. She did a wet look for evening gown. Okay, come on. I love the look of the faux wet dress, the structure underneath, a little bit of the wet hair, the glowing skin. She had some really good soft facial transitions as well. I thought it was really, really cool, so I loved her. I'd probably even score her higher than 8.0. Los Baños Laguna. Okay, little shrug throw off the stage. Loving it. Red was beautiful on her. Love this evening gown. She had a very, very nice spin turn here. She was so well practiced. And so for that, she is going home with an 8.1. Camarines Sur, 8.1. So this is one of those cases where I didn't love the gown, but I still gotta say, she was working it. She was working it. And I really gotta give it to her on performance. At the end of the day, that is what should matter. But my advice always to contestants is, obviously go with the best gown that you can possibly get for yourself. And the best gown for you isn't what's gonna look good on everybody else, but go with a gown that's going to make you absolutely stunning and amazing. But like I said, I do feel like she carried this very well, so she gets an 8.1. Tacloban City, I really liked this unique style of gown. She is getting an 8.2. Love the totally sheer corset, and then the piece on the top with the little cutouts. I think she looked really beautiful. She had some unique poses here. She was confident. She took her time, so she's getting a pretty good score, 8.2. Ozami City, 8.2. I think that the evening gown style was safe, but honestly, a lot of the times it's better to go with that safe evening gown style than to take the crazy risk and then it just does not pan out for you. It's tough either way, but I think that consistency does win pageants, and it is important, and it is a great strategy. So I think that she went with strategy and it's working well for her so far. She looks beautiful. I hope she advances. Camarines Norte, 8.3. So this gown immediately caught my attention. The hairstyled back with it, I thought it was lovely. And what I really appreciate about her is that she, unlike a lot of the other contestants, instead of walking straight forward after her initial pose, she rounded it a little bit. That gave us this really beautiful side angle shot of her. And I had a new appreciation for her and the gown because of that move. Very well done. So she's getting that 8.3. Angeles City, she won me over in this green. You know how I feel about it. But let me tell you, this is one of those rare occasions where the green is very complimentary on her. I feel like it's so rare to have that skin tone and that hair color that this particular shade of green looks good on. And for her, it worked. I think that she had a really nice reveal. She worked the gown. The gown style on her body as well was very well suited. This was amazing. So she's getting an 8.3. And honestly, if I was actually scoring, she'd get higher than that. Samar Island with an 8.4. How cool is this gown design though, right? She's stunning. It has an awesome bodice. I will say I preferred her hairstyle for a gown more than I did for swim. I think she's beautiful and elegant, and so she's getting a great score. She gets an 8.4. Our next 8.4 goes to Cebu City, and I love this. Black and white, classic. It accentuated the waist. I think that she just looked so beautiful in this. She looked timeless. I loved it. It's like you could put her in a bunch of different decades and she's still always gonna look beautiful in this gown. Great performance. Malaya Aklan, I just love her. I love her. 8.5, honestly probably higher. Gorgeous again and always, in my opinion. Interesting evening gown choice too, the red and the white sheer ombre, and then she had that train piece also that was an ombre, and let me tell you, working in fashion, getting an ombre on a solid colored fabric is difficult. Very difficult to get that correct ombre placement. Anyways, nice walk, wonderful eye contact, stunning contestant. She'd be getting a top score. Occidental Mindoro with an 8.7. Let me tell you something. When I initially saw this gown, I was like, don't love it. Don't love it, but she made me love it. She made me love it on her. The way that she worked this, the way that she turned and how she moved the pieces of fabric on her arms, the arm capes, the face, the facials, the poses, she should get more than an 8.7, honestly, ChatGPT, but absolutely loved. With this performance, I was like, I would love to see her in a top 5. I would love it. Sultan Kurarat, 8.7. Love her. I'd probably bump her up more than that, actually. Let me say this. The evening gown itself, absolutely stunning. I do, however, feel like it wasn't a complimentary shade on her. I do feel like the shade that she was wearing is better suited for a tan, okay? I think it would have stood out more. I personally loved when she was wearing white at Bidding Bidding Filipinas. I love that on her. I love the red lip. I was like, I get it. She wants a different look. I mean, but it was so well done. It was so well done. Maybe she'll change, I would guess she would change it for finals, but this was beautiful. She's so consistent. She's not overshooting anything. She's always elegant. I think that she is a solid competitor for a top 5. Would love to see her in a top 5. Davao, yellow is fantastic on her. Yes. Love the hairstyle change with this particular style of gown. It's a beautiful gown, I have to say. I like the structure on the shoulders. She was just nailing it. She is just like this silent killer, okay? It's like she doesn't have to be loud about anything. She just grabs your attention, and I love her for that. And Chad is giving her an 8.8. I think she's falling more into that 9 category though. Isabella with an 8.9. What another lovely surprise. This right here might have been my favorite gown of the night. Like personal favorite, right? Like I would love to wear this evening gown. I loved it. I loved the little teardrop fringe all over the skirt and the pink and the feathers. It was girly, it was beautiful, it was fun. Anyways, I thought that she carried this so well. She was very, very confident. She was nailing all of her poses, turns, like everything was smooth, everything was well rehearsed, but not stiff. Great job. Oriental Mindoro with the headscarf moment. The evening gown was a little bit short on her, okay? She's still getting that 8.9, but this look also, one of my absolute favorites. Gosh, it really would have been even better if she had been like on a gold background, right? Like, oh, it really popped. But regardless, loved it. She was just glowing and so stunning. Please advance. She would also be another really wonderful surprise in a top 5. I want to see the ladies that you just don't expect. I want to see the ones that haven't been hyped throughout the competition. I need to see somebody getting up there in that 5. And what's great about Miss Universe Philippines is that that contestant can win. Now let's get into it. These are our top performances according to ChatGPT, beginning with Quezon Province, who gets a 9.2. I'd probably be giving her a little bit more here. I really liked her. This is my favorite look of her, hands down, from any time I've ever seen her compete or seen images of her competing. From International, last year's Universe Philippines, and Cosmo. This right here. I don't know if she has a new team for styling or what's going on, but this. We need to be bringing at least this into finals. I absolutely loved it. The yellow was perfect. The straight hair with it. The makeup. She was nailing her pose. This was so great. This right here said to me, she can win. She can definitely win. This could be her year. Quirino, also getting a 9.2. Love this styling. She's not like anybody else. We see more of this like black evening gown. Love the little side hip cutout on the corseted top. Love that she's going with the Filipino pearls, okay? Just all of this. This was probably up, this look right here was up there for me with the styled looks out of all of the competition. I just think that she was so elegant. I think that she carried this very, very well, and she just looked different. from everybody else. To Gig receiving a 9.3 in her Oscar de la Renta inspired ball gown. I say inspired because I didn't check if it was by Oscar de la Renta, but if it were, that would be very, very pricey. So I like this. I like it. Our only contestant that we saw in a ball gown, and a unique ball gown at that. It's more of like a sheer ball gown with silver sequins patterns and just so beautiful. I think the hair was lovely, pulled back. I think this was such a smart move for her. The gown itself was so memorable and she looked very elegant in it. I would guess she would do something else for finals. I would still suggest that, but I love this as her prelims option. Sinaloa and Laguna in orange, a rare color, but when orange is done well, it does very well in competitions. I think this was done well. It's a little bit more unexpected. It looks beautiful on her. I love that it's kind of like a two-piece look going on here with that corseted waist still really accentuating one of her most, I would say, notable assets. And she just looked lovely in this. She worked the little arm capes very well. They flowed beautifully. She was nailing her poses. She looked absolutely stunning. So she's getting that 9.3. I absolutely loved Muntinlupa's gown choice. Loved. It looked like the bodice of Miss Cosmo Indonesia's evening gown that won Miss Cosmo this year. But it had the fringe skirt, but it was black and silver beading. Beautiful. She worked it. I think she could actually slow down a little bit for this performance, but I still love her. I think she's doing just enough to keep advancing. I would still love to see her in a top 5. She gets a 9.4 for this. Now entering the top 3. That position goes to Benguet with a 9.5. This evening gown was so complimentary on her. I absolutely love this neckline. I love her consistency. I feel like not enough people are taking note of her. I think she looks incredible. The fit was fantastic. She carried this very well. I'm definitely rooting for her to move on in the competition. Tarlac has got to be my dark horse. She's getting a 9.6. I do not hear enough people talking about her. Absolutely stunning though in this evening gown. This gown reminds me of the gown that Miss Universe Great Britain wore to finals this year at Miss Universe, even though she didn't advance. It was something kind of like this, and this is lovely on her. I mean, she just has that face card. If she doesn't win, I really think that she should come back, or I really think that even with more training, she should be representing the Philippines somewhere in some international competition. But very lovely, and today from chat, she's getting a 9.6. According to ChatGPT, my #1 spot with a 9.7 goes to Baguio City. Okay. Absolutely love her. Love this evening gown. Unique choice of color on her. I just feel like she nailed this. In this competition, she just looked like the epitome of elegance. It was the way that she carried herself. It's her use of soft facial expressions. It's the way that she's never rushed. The wardrobe was beautiful. The makeup and the hairstyling was there. I am such a fan. I feel like I've loved her throughout the competition, but here for gown, she really shined. Those were my thoughts and rankings according to ChatGPT. Let me know who your favorites were from the night, and let's keep all of our comments really positive. And don't forget to check out my other episode where we talk about the swim competition as well. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you very soon.